The classic Dr. Seuss holiday story, The Grinch, gets a horror retelling in the latest film, The Mean One. Let's see if it's worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services. If you guys are like me, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below for more up and coming content. The Mean One is a hairy, green-skinned grump in a Santa suit living on the mountain high above the town of Newville, despising the holiday season. Young Cindy, whose parents were butchered by the Mean One 20 Christmases earlier, is returning to seek closure. But when the Mean One launches a new reign of terror that threatens to destroy Christmas, Cindy finds a bold new purpose, trapping and killing the monster. I'm all for this new trend of taking classic stories and turning them into horror films. We have the retelling of The Grinch with the Mean One, and we have Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey coming out next year. Also parodies of Peter Pan and Bambi on its way. If they could be done right, they can be campy and fun and also bloody as can be. And that's essentially what The Mean One is. David Howard Thornton, who also starred as Art the Clown in the two Terrifier films, which I thought were pretty gruesome films. Here he stars as the Mean One. And they don't ever call him the Grinch. There's times where they attempt to call him the Grinch, but then it's ruined by someone else saying a word that rhymes with the Grinch. Since it is a parody, they're not using the word Grinch. But David Howard Thornton has this presence to him, especially in the Mean One, where he's just absolutely terrifying and haunting. For a good majority of the film, we don't really see the face of the Mean One. We just see him kind of lurking in the background. But even that is haunting. And when we do see the face, the makeup's pretty good. And the facial expressions from David Howard Thornton do work to give it a menacing character. David Howard Thornton is quickly establishing himself as a horror icon, and I can't wait to see what he does next after this. The film is campy. This is a film that is supposed to be funny. It's ridiculous, it's enjoyable, it has all of those right elements that you would expect from an over-the-top campy horror film. And it works in here. The Mean One and how people describe him, and people don't believe Cindy and how she is trying to capture this monster. All of it is over the top. I found myself laughing at the kills, the dialogue, sometimes even the Mean One. And that's what you want to create with this type of film. You don't want to take yourself way too seriously. You don't want to be a film that's trying to be the next Halloween or Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th. You want to be something that people can enjoy and see the humor within it. It is a parody, so you have to realize that you have to make fun of it. They're not delivering jokes left and right, but the dialogue and the kills, and it's funny, and that's what it's supposed to do. There were a few things I would change about this film. Cindy views the Mean One as a monster, and in the beginning of the film, when her parents are killed by the Mean One, she thinks that he is a monster. So in her mind, whenever she sees the Grinch or the Mean One, she views him as a monster. So he acts like a monster. He growls and snarls at people, and he acts like that monster that Cindy believes. And so he doesn't talk. I would think it would have been cool to see him talk a little bit, but if we're trying to go off of Cindy's perspective on the Mean One and that he is a monster, that's all she's going to see him as. And maybe I'm just thinking a little bit too deep into it, but I wish he would have talked. It would have been fun to hear him in a menacing tone. It might have added another layer to the film. But he acts as a monster. He just growls at people, and it's menacing to a point. But I think him talking would have been a little bit different. Whereas Terrifier, we relied on the smiles and his mannerisms to really deliver those scares. Also, there's an overabundance of CGI blood. It's noticeable as can be. At times, they don't give us the full shots of someone being killed. They really use the blood in here to kind of cover up some things, or they just don't show you the shot in general. I think it could have been bloodier and showing those kills to kind of create that atmosphere. Krystle Martin is pretty good in here as Cindy. She has a chance to kind of develop throughout the film. No one's believing that this mean one lurks in the mountains, but she is going to stop at nothing to kill the mean one. And we see some moments, some montages of her preparing and arming herself. I think she works well within this film. It's a campy film. You know what you're going to get when you read the synopsis and the poster as well. It's a parody on the Grinch. And it's not going to take itself seriously. It's going to have ridiculous kills. It's going to have over-the-top moments. It feels very low budget, and that's what you want for this type of film. I'm looking forward to the Winnie the Pooh horror film and the Peter Pan and Bambi one. Just give me a bunch of those. I like how this film was set up. It told us that this wasn't going to be a film that's going to follow the Grinch story, but instead, what if something else had happened? And that's where we get this film, the horror film for the Grinch, the mean one. So it worked. I wasn't going into this thinking, we're going to get one of the best horror films this year. We're not going to get the next Friday the 13th. I wanted to see a film that was reminiscent of like Thanksgiving, which I absolutely love. It's stupid, it's ridiculous, but I have a special place in my heart for that film. That's what I wanted from this film. I'm going to watch it probably every Christmas and just laugh at how bad this film is, but that was the purpose behind it. They succeeded on delivering an entertaining parody based off of a classic holiday story. So before I give you my score for The Mean One, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. If you'd like to see where The Mean One ranks amongst all the other 2022 releases I have seen this year, follow me on Letterboxd and there you can find my ranking. I'm going to go ahead and give The Mean One a B-. Thank you guys for checking my review for The Mean One, the new horror parody film of The Grinch. Have you guys seen it by chance? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.